Alright, we're back. Check out this rear end now, see what we're going to do here. So arm should sit about right there, go up and down correctly. So, swing arms you want to have a slight downward angle. Well, it's actually level right now. There you go. About there. So when they go up and down, the chain stays relatively the same tension. If you have the swing arm here and go like that, it obviously gets way shorter on the chain. So the chain gets really sloppy. So ideally you want the height to be about right here, which is going to put the bike way up in the air because it's a stock swing arm. Now this swing arm is lowered by about 1.5 inches from a regular swing arm, but still got what you got to deal with. So right now we're at 11 5/8 inches, which puts you a really small diameter, 23-inch diameter wheel, which is nowhere near what a Harley wheel is. Harley wheels are down here for dimensioning. So this one here, about 25.5 inches. This one's probably over 26, I bet, the 18. So this thing's going to be over 13 inches in the air, which is going to be up here. That's about a 26-inch diameter wheels right there at this ground clearance. And right now we are fairly level front and rear. So that's about where it's going to wind up being. A lot higher than I want it to be. So this here is a shock that I want to put over here, and obviously you can see that's not going to work in that position. Stock position is right here, and that's basically about what this shock is stock, except it'll be a little bit lower than that. It'll be about down here. Be a lot lower than that. Be way down here. About where I just had it. The shock's probably 13.5 inches, or 13, something like that. It is 13. There you go. That's why. So like I said, you put a shorter shock on, lower the bike, but then the swing arm geometry is all screwed up too. So that's the way it goes. Get what you want. Alright, so we need a wheel. We need an axle. So here's a couple of axles. So this is a drum brake axle right here. This here is a disc brake axle. So this might actually work through a Sportster hub. Maybe. Which means I could put a hub with guts in it instead of this hub right here with no guts in it right now. So let's go back over here to our wheel rack. See if it'll fit inside of a Sportster wheel. I bet you it'll fit inside of a Sportster wheel. Bunch of junk on the floor too. Let's go back over here and look. Okay, there's a Sportster wheels. There's one with guts in it and sprocket and everything. Yeah, not quite. But if I use a Sportster axle, it would work. I thought this might have been a Sportster axle, but obviously it's not. Okay. But I can use it for a mock-up. I'll do what I need. Even got a drum on it. Lay out a chain line also. Appears to be lacking air though, so the height might be a little off. I'm going to put some air in this thing. Boom, crash, bang, boom, accident, got an accident report. Okay, I'm going to see if I can hunt me down a Sportster axle, because that is not a Sportster axle. Sportster axles are straight. One size fits all the way through. And it's got anything laying around nearby. Alright, back over to the axle department. where I was digging the other night for stuff. It's heavy. Sportster axles are one size all the way through. Like that. Yeah, if I had to guess, that was a Sportster part. Hard to believe I only got one in here. Oh, it's heavy. Alright. Looks about the right length, too. Okay. Let's see, I need a air nozzle. Not there. Oh, I know where the air nozzle is. It's not here. Okay. Here we go. Sportster part. Fits on Sportster parts. Imagine that. And see how Sportster big twins are almost the same. They match up pretty close. See, the lengths are pretty close. You've got an axle spacer for a Sportster, so I bet you Sportster wheel fits in here pretty easily. I guess my air in the swing here though. I'm gonna put it on backwards though because Sportster has the axle on the other side. Guess I'm on the wrong side of the bike now, but oh well. Okay. Pretty close, see? Alright, so you put a little air in that tire, it's going to go up a little bit higher. But you can see where the swing arm is level right now. Now I'm not going to use a Sportster wheel, but I'm going to use a Sportster rim. I am going to use a Sportster rim. So what most people don't know is you can take that wheel right there apart, take that wheel apart, you can take these spokes and that rim and put them on that wheel and put it all back together and it all fits. And you got everything you need. So there you go. That's how you do it. Except I'm not going to use that rim. I got a different one. I have more than one rim. There's a whole stack of them up here. Yeah, over there. There's a bunch of them up there in the rack over there. Okay, so we don't need custom axle because we're not doing disc brake just yet. We will need that when we use that hub down there because we have to have the shoulder right here to engage it in the swing arm. Okay. Now what I want to know is what our dimension is for the shock. And I'm going to be right back at stock height again. 13 inches on center. Yep. So the back of the bike is going to be stock height, which I didn't really want to be at. Yeah, bike's pretty level. If anything, it might want up just a tick higher in the back than the front, because this front end is shorter than the one that was on it. But the bike will be level. You can drive over curbs, obviously. Now, if I put a Dynaglide shock on there, which is a 12 and 5/8 instead of 13, and a lot softer sprung, and then you can, it'll drop down when you sit on it quite a bit. But the problem is the chain clearance is going to get real loose as it cycles up. So you got to be careful about that. But to make it do what I want to do, that's pretty much what we're going to have to do. Alright, so that's that. Now, the next problem is I wanted to mount the fender to the swing arm and let it go up and down. But if we're going to do it this way, we're going to have to run struts on it, which I didn't really want to do it. And we're back using fat shocks and all the stuff I didn't want to do. But we are using a better looking swing arm and we are lowering the bike. Now if you had this swing arm on there, one of these, see the swing arm would be here, And you can see the angle the swing arm would be at already. See how it's already dived down real low? And that would make it, the chain really get loose real quick. The drum brake swing arm, the bike sat lower by quite a bit. Because the drum brake swing arm, the disc brake swing arm goes straight across this way. So that'd be about right there. And you can see that's about a 1 inch lower drop by using this swing arm over the disc brake swing arm. For free. But it still isn't the look I was after, so. Now if I mount a fender directly onto this, when the bike went up and down, the fender would bang in the back of the frame here. Or mainly it's going to hit the oil tank. It's going to come up and hit right here at this angle. You know, it'll be really close. If you had a narrow fender, it would go inside the fender here, or the frame, but if it was a fat fender, it would be hitting on this too. So, more disadvantage of running a fat fender in the back and all this stuff. That's why I want to lengthen the swing arm, move it back a little bit. That gives you room to go up and down. You can lower the swing arm way down by making a drop center on it already and make it work. It's just like lowering a car these days. You put drop spindles in it. The suspension all works the same, but you drop it by moving this up. I was going to do that by welding a spacer, by welding the swing arm on top of this one. By welding a swing arm on top of this swing arm here, I would get the drop. But it only give me about what I am right now. I might gain another 1/4, 3/8 of an inch if I'm lucky, but it's probably about all I would gain. I think I'm going to gain too much. I think you're just going to gain that same inch or so. But theoretically, I guess you gain whatever the swing arm is. These are 1.5 swing arms. So you'd probably gain an 1.5 drop. So we gain about a 1/2 inch more than this. And if you use a Dynaglide shock 12 5/8, that would probably work out halfway decent. It allows you to run disc brake stuff bolt on. You want to have to modify and run conversion axles and all that other junk. So it makes it a lot easier to bolt it together. Doesn't look as good, but that one looks better. And it's just a matter of getting a donor swing arm to cut up. I'm sure we got some donor FXR shit we can cut up. A bunch of crap over here nobody wants. These look like Forster swing arms though. There's a road turd swing arm. These like these Forster swing arms here are perfect candidates to cut up. Nobody gives a squat about them. And I own them. Now the road turd. Oh, that's a good swing arm there. See, that is a nice heavy-duty swing arm. See, it's 2 inches, so it would drop the bike more if we use this one. See, you get that extra drop in there because it's thicker. So I think I had a couple of these up in a junk box. These are takeoffs. These are like new. I have takeoffs mean they came off new bikes. I got a couple of used ones up there that look like the same thing, I think. So if I took this and cut it off and glued it on like right there, like that, and double it up, then you'd be fine. Oh, this swing arm's not any good. Ooh. No, this is not a good takeoff. This is a piece of crap. See how it's all bent, screwed up? Yeah, this is not even a good one to use for this purpose. That's the problem this one has. See, it's all eaten up. So I have to take this and go like this with it. Damn, disc brake mount being a pain. Yeah. Just have to stagger a little bit. So I can come back a little bit like this. Cut this off at an angle, weld it onto this one. Plate it so it all looks decent. And move this thing back. You also notice that the shock mount is way in the rear on this project like this. So let's move this thing way forward. So there's our swing arm pivot right here. So this Sportster swing arm's a lot longer than a big twin swing arm. See that right from the start? Yeah, it's quite a bit longer. Okay, so we put that right there like that. Yeah, that move it way back. Where's our shock at? Now if you took that big long ass shock, put it way over here. Yeah, see this shock's way too, that's too much of an angle to use, it's almost flat. So you couldn't use that lug way back there like that, it'd be too much. You'd have to move that way forward. So you're back to the same thing, you just make a swing arm. These are just tubing, make it. If you save time if you don't have to, but. So you can make that work probably about an angle like this. You're going to want on top of the swing arm though. I think when you just need a shorter shock is the biggest problem. That's the problem with all this stuff, you're just kind of playing with it and then you put something on there and then it's way too softly sprung because the leverages are all wrong. That's the problem when you start playing with different shocks. So I think the answer is you run the stock shock mount. Here. So there's your stock mount. Keep the short shock on there. This is going to be 11-inch shock length, but move them in a little bit. And then lengthen this back here. That'll help you a little bit. They make these shocks in 11 inches instead of 12 inches. And they're really stiff too, so that'll help it make it softer. So if you put that thing in there like that, and ran it way to the rear, cut these blocks off, redid it. Kind of like an FXR where they got two plates coming up instead of a little big lug. Run a 3-bolt and mount that sucker right back in there like that. You could probably make the suspension work pretty good. We just run 11-inch shocks, heavy spring, and just take something like this and you just put tubing on it, put the slots in it, and put it on there. That'll probably be our best option. And we can lower it a little bit more if we want by just spacing it up a little bit higher. But you want to double this up here strength so it doesn't flex in the middle too bad. So that might be the answer we're going to do. So I have to get some 11-inch shocks. I don't think I have any 11s floating around. I have to go look. But got a lot of 13s. I think these are Dynaglide, I don't remember. Oh, the fancy little bastards there. There's some junk ass shit here. Way light on the spring tension. Yeah, see, that'd fit in there really nice like that. Problems with spring tension is way low. Maybe we can put some big fat springs on there to make it stiffer. And this has got an air shock, so when it gets stiffer, I guess you put more air in it. Of course, it looks like these are leakers. That's probably why they're not being used. Yeah, that's what it works. Yeah, these are work shocks. Probably supposed to be in this direction. Yeah. I think we're going to wind up using something like that. But shorter, that's too long and too bulky and ugly looking. If these weren't blown out, it'd probably be better. Probably get the stuff rebuilt if you knew who did it. You get stiffer springs and all that. But see, I got springs right here. See, there's a stiffer spring. See, yeah, see, that'll fit on there. See, I can take that apart, Take those wimpy ass springs off, put these big heavy ass ones in there. There you go, that's how you make it work. And just get these things rebuilt by somebody. Maybe somebody out there knows how to rebuild these things. No, I don't know how to do it. So yeah. That'd be a nice small shock, look a little better than these big bulky ass. Look at Harley shocks. We just got a progressives. These look like they're 12 inches though, so they're not helping me on length. I like all the stupid ass chrome covers and everything. Junk. Let's see, that's empty. Yeah. I think I need a set 11 inchers. Or get those other ones rebuilt, like I said. There's these dorky ass late model Sportster shocks, but they're too wimpy to do anything. This is a long ass one here. Yeah, I like that one the best. What's in these boxes? Stupid brake rotors in here. It says progressives, I must have progressives in it, right? Who knows? I have motor parts in here is all I know. Oh, fully covered. Hey, don't go scratching my race bike wheel up. Yeah, my shelf doesn't want to work very good. See, I wasn't all this chrome cover crap here. These look like 12s though. Yeah. What do you think? Full covered chrome, put them way inside. Knock off some of that black, all them black accents we got. Or you just paint them black. That'd probably look better. I like looking at the springs though. Just take it apart, take the covers off, that's all you gotta do. Springs underneath. And they look like that. Problem is they're 12 inch though. Yeah. With it lengthened way back, I can make that work. Because I'm going to move this back about 3 inches. Yeah, I could probably make these 12s work. Yeah. Be an option. Look better than these stupid ass things. These are probably halfway decent. They're not new, but I don't think they're new anymore. Who knows, they might be. You never know around here. Just junk sitting around on the bench. All it is. Shelf. It's going to fall off now. Yeah, there it goes. Well, these got conies in this one, right? Wherever they are, they're heavy. Yeah, they are heavy. Must be off of something heavy like a Honda Goldwing. Probably off a Diamond Third. Oh, there you go. That's why they're so long. Oh, those are stock length, 13 inch. Yeah, we don't want to use those. Those are huge. Damn. That'd be nice to get a stock panhead. Just happen to have a 59 in the back that might need these. But not this bike. No way. I think those work shocks look the best, but we'll probably wind up using that progressive set there, I guess. Or I have to buy something. I don't like buying stuff. It costs money to buy parts. Yeah. It's like going to a swap meet. Just pick the stuff you want, grab it, go. There's a set of springs. Ooh. There you go. Heavy duty springs for progressive shocks. Yeah, I think we got, oh, those are not very heavy. Yeah, those are kind of empty. Those are one step better than what we got, but not that much. See, this one's a lot stiffer here. Cut to fit. Alright, I think those works are my best option after the progressives. I think we're going to wind up cutting down on a steel or a disc brake swing arm. Otherwise I'd have to use the stock struts. I have to put struts on here and run a stock type fender, which I really didn't want to do that. But that might be what we do. I never know. I definitely don't want to put the stock shocks way on the outside though. Really don't want to do that. I think I'd rather butcher up some swing arms and make some parts. It's more fun. Alright, that's enough figuring and fucking around this way. So, what time is it now? Well, it's only 1 a.m. now, so it's getting to be early. Time to do something. Oh, and I also found a caliper I picked up for something other project, but there you go, single-sided floating. Clears the spokes so I can run a smaller rotor. Still have to space the wheel that way, but that's fine because the wheel is too far left anyway. And it's already got the mounting bracket already sitting on it right there. Sure is ugly though. So I'm thinking something like back in here. Something like this way in the back. Tuck it up here as much as we can. Remember, this goes up and down a lot, so you can't be too close. Quit flashing on that damn light. So, I don't know. It wouldn't look too bad way down there, I don't think. Getting in there. So we can probably make that work. I don't know. There's a bunch of this crap you can buy on eBay. It definitely looks better than this big billet piece of crap, so anything looks better than that. That's hideous. So yeah, this is it comes with a mounting bracket, so that makes it a plus. It's definitely got more brake than we need, so yeah, might be able to make that work. Have to see how small I can go. Now if I move this, well, if I make the brake smaller, it would come up further in and we'd get in the way of that further, so it probably wouldn't work very well then. I don't know. Decisions. If you move it way to the inside to clear the fork, then it would get more clearance. Could always put it on the lower right side instead of the left side, but I really didn't want to do that. But you couldn't really get it too far in though. So you can mount something in there like this. A real small brake rotor. This is more, this ugly part here is now on the bottom. You have to leave the wheel way offset like it is in the fork too if you did this. So, yeah. You're going to wind up being on the bottom. It's either going to be on the bottom or the top. Or you have to use a big brake rotor and put it on the back. If you use the big brake rotor, you can put it back here like this. You can probably make it work back here pretty easy. Probably right there I can make it run the big rotor. But I didn't want to run that big ass rotor on there. Just trying to get rid of that. I really don't like it up here. But it's too damn fat to clear all this, so it's got these big ass pistons. I don't know why these pistons are so damn big. Need something thinner. Step in the right direction, but not the right one yet. Go search for some more junk. Alright, that's it. We're done screwing around tonight. We're working on it. We're trying to get something a little bit better, but anyway, that's what we got for now. That's the best we're going to get right this minute. We're trying.